Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the MA dollar coins. If you've ever wondered whether the coins hiding in your change jar or passed down from your parents could be worth a fortune, well, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about coins in U.S. history, the 1976 D Washington quarter dollar, sometimes claimed to be worth as much as $1.8 million. Is it true? Is it a myth? And what should you do if you find one? Stick around for the full story, because this coin could change the way you look at your pocket change forever. Let's start with a little history. In 1976, the United States celebrated its 200th birthday, the bicentennial. To mark this historic occasion, the U.S. Mint released special coins with 1776-1976 dual dates. The Washington quarter received a brand new reverse design featuring a colonial drummer boy created by Jack L.R. Now, most of these bicentennial quarters are very common. In fact, the Denver Mint, marked with a little D under Washington's portrait, struck over 860 million of them. So yes, they're everywhere. But here's where things get interesting. Some rare errors, unique minting conditions, and collector hype have pushed certain quarters into legendary status. So, what makes one of these coins worth just 25 cents, while others are said to be worth thousands, or even millions? Some coins left the mint with mistakes, such as double die strikes, off-center errors, or planche mistakes. These errors are highly sought after by collectors. While most bicentennial quarters were struck in copper-nickel, the Mint also made a limited number in 40% silver for collectors. Those silver coins already carry extra value. A coin graded at the top scale of MS-67 or MS-68 by professional grading services can sell for thousands at auction. A rumored unique error bicentennial quarter with a Denver Mint mark supposedly sold for around $1.8 million. While reports vary and some stories are exaggerated, it shows how powerful collector demand can be. The average 1976 D bicentennial quarter in circulated condition is worth 25 cents. Around $10–15 can go for $1,000 or more. Rare error versions or special silver strikes, hundreds to thousands of dollars. As for the famous $1.8 million coin, that's more myth than reality for most of us. However, unique coins with extraordinary rarity have fetched unbelievable prices at auctions. It's not impossible, but it's extremely rare. Look for that little D under Washington's neck. Coins without scratches, wear, or discoloration are worth more. Double dates, off-center strikes, or strange textures could mean big money. If you suspect your coin is valuable, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll give it an official grade that can massively increase its marketability. Rare coins do best at reputable auctions, coin shows, or through established dealers. So, can the 1976 D bicentennial quarter really be worth $1.8 million? For most of us, probably not. But the truth is, some quarters out there really are worth life-changing amounts of money. That's why it's always worth checking your pocket change carefully. You never know when history might be hiding in your hands. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who might have old coins tucked away in a drawer. And let me know in the comments. Have you ever found a rare coin? Did you know that the quarter you might have in your pocket right now could be worth over $1.4 million? That's right. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter dollar coin, a rare coin that has collectors across the world searching their change jars and coin collections. If you're between 30 and 70 and have old coins tucked away in a drawer or box, you definitely want to stick around. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin so valuable and how you can check if you have one hiding in your collection. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. For decades, quarters were made of 90% silver. But in 1965, something big happened. Because silver prices were rising, the U.S. Mint decided to remove silver from circulating coins. Starting that year, quarters were made of a copper-nickel blend instead of silver. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Some rare transitional errors were struck in 1965 using the older 90% silver planchets left over from 1964. These coins look almost identical to normal quarters, but their composition and rarity makes them worth a fortune today. All 1965 quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark at the time. That's why every 1965 quarter you see will have no mint mark. They were struck on 90% silver planchets instead of the new copper-nickel ones. They weigh 6.25 grams instead of the normal 5.67 grams. And when you look at the coin's edge, instead of seeing the copper-colored stripe, you'll see a solid silver edge. These rare silver-struck 1965 quarters are the ones collectors are chasing, and they've sold at auctions for hundreds of thousands, with the most pristine examples hitting 1.4 million. So how do you know if you have $1 million quarter? Here are 3 steps you can take. It must say 1965 on the front. Use a small jeweler's scale. If it weighs around 6.25 grams, you could have the silver error. A regular 1965 quarter shows a copper line on the edge. If yours looks all silver, you may have struck gold. Well, silver. If you find one that matches these details, don't rush to sell it right away. Have it professionally graded and authenticated by services like PCGS or NGC. That's the only way to confirm if your coin is truly one of the $1 million rarities. A regular 1965 quarter is only worth 25 cents. Maybe a little more if it's in mint condition, but a 1965 silver transitional era quarter can range from $5,000 to $50,000 depending on condition. And the rarest, top-graded examples have fetched more than $1.4 million at auction. That's life-changing money. And it's why collectors are constantly on the lookout. Don't clean it. Cleaning coins can destroy their value. Place it in a protective holder to avoid scratches. Contact a professional grading service to get it certified. Once certified, you can choose to auction it, sell it privately, or keep it as an incredible piece of history. So, there you have it. The story of the 1965 No Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar coin, a simple piece of pocket change that could be worth more than a mansion. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about other rare and valuable coins hiding in everyday change, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends who might have old coins tucked away. Who knows? Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a fascinating coin that has recently been making headlines, the 1979 D Washington quarter dollar. Believe it or not, some rare examples of this coin have been reported to reach a staggering value of up to $1.6 million. That's right. A simple quarter, worth 25 cents at the time, now worth enough to buy a house. So how is that possible? And how can you know if you've got one sitting in your coin jar at home? Stay tuned, because over the next 10 minutes, I'll break down everything you need to know. Let's start with some background. The Washington quarter has been around since 1932, created to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. By 1979, the design was still the same. Washington's profile on the front, the eagle on the back. The D Mint mark tells us this coin was produced at the Denver Mint. In 1979, the Denver Mint struck 489 million quarters. That's almost 500 million coins. So how can one be worth over $1 million when so many were made? Well, as with most valuable coins, it's all about errors, rarity, and condition. While most 1979 D quarters are only worth face value, a very small handful have unique features, minting mistakes, or are graded in nearly perfect condition. And that's where the real money is. Now, what makes a 1979 D quarter stand out from the millions of ordinary ones? There are a few key things collectors look for. Mint errors. Sometimes coins are struck off center, double die errors appear, or the minting press leaves unusual marks. A rare mint error can turn a 25-cent coin into a treasure worth thousands, or even more. Collectors grade coins on a scale called the Sheldon scale, from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS-70, mint state perfection, is nearly flawless. Very few quarters survive in this condition, especially from circulation. Some coins might have unusual metal composition, missing details, or special strike qualities. In the case of the $1.6 million dollar coin, it's believed to be one of the rarest error quarters ever discovered, preserved in pristine condition, making it essentially one of a kind. So let's talk about money. Most 1979 D quarters are only worth 25 cents, maybe up to $1 if they're lightly circulated. However, a well-preserved, uncirculated 1979 D quarter might sell for around $10 to $50. If it's in a high-grade, certified condition, like MS-66 or higher, the value jumps to hundreds of dollars. Rare error examples have sold for thousands, and in extraordinary cases, like the unique specimen valued at $1.6 million, collectors are willing to pay a fortune for a once-in-a-lifetime piece. Use a magnifying glass. Look for unusual markings, doubling, or minting mistakes. The shinier and less worn, the better. Scratches and circulation damage lower value. Professional services like PCGS or NGC can certify your coin, giving it an official grade collector's trust. Look up recent auction records to compare. Sites like Heritage Auctions and eBay completed sales are good indicators. And remember, just because it's old doesn't mean it's valuable. But with coins, all it takes is one rare error or perfect grade to change everything. Do you have a 1979 D Washington quarter worth $1.6 million sitting in your collection? Chances are slim, but that's the thrill of coin collecting. Even if yours isn't a jackpot coin, high-grade and error versions can still bring in hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. If you've got old coins lying around, don't overlook them. Take the time to check. You never know what treasures you might be holding. And if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins you might already own, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you don't miss our next breakdown of rare coins worth real money. We're diving into the story of the 1983 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar, and why one of these coins sold for an astronomical price in today's market. If you're over 30, 40, 50, or even 70 years old and you've been holding on to old coins, this could be life-changing information. The Washington quarter has been around since 1932, originally minted to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday. But the 1983 quarter stands out for a very unique reason. In 1983, the Philadelphia Mint, that's the P mint mark you see, struck hundreds of millions of quarters. But here's the catch. 1983 was a year the Mint did not produce official mint sets for collectors. That means finding high-quality, uncirculated 1983 quarters is extremely rare today. Most 1983 quarters were heavily circulated. Think vending machines, payphones, laundromats. Almost all of them show heavy wear. But the few that survived in gem mint state, that means graded MS-65 or higher, are worth a fortune. 1. Such 1983 P Washington quarter, graded in nearly flawless condition, shocked the coin world by reaching a market value of $1.5 million. This wasn't because it was made of silver. Remember, by 1983, quarters were copper-nickel. It's purely about condition, scarcity, and collector demand. Look just under the wreath. You want the year 1983 with a tiny P. The coin must look almost brand new. Sharp details, no major scratches. For true million-dollar value, it needs to be certified by a grading service like PCGS or NGC. In average circulated condition, a 1983 P quarter might only fetch 25 cents to a few dollars, but in pristine, mint state condition, prices skyrocket. MS-65 examples can bring thousands of dollars, and at the top of the scale, MS-67 or higher. We're talking 6 or even 7 figures. The $1.5 million sale made headlines because it proves collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts for extraordinary coins. Cleaning can destroy its value. Get it graded. Professional grading is essential to determine authenticity and condition. Work with auction houses. Places like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers are trusted for selling rare coins. Stay cautious. If someone offers you quick cash, make sure you know the true market value first. So the next time you're going through your old coin jar, remember, one little 1983 P Washington quarter could be worth a retirement fund. If you enjoyed learning about this million-dollar coin, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and share this video with someone who might have a treasure hiding in their drawer. Imagine finding an ordinary-looking quarter in your pocket, only to discover it's worth more than a mansion. Yes, you heard that right. In 2023, a rare 1986 P Washington quarter shocked collectors when it sold for a staggering $1.5 million. Today, we're going to uncover the story behind this incredible coin, why it's so valuable, and how you can check if you might be sitting on a hidden fortune in your coin jar. The Washington quarter has been a cornerstone of American currency since 1932, originally struck to celebrate the 200th birthday of our first president. By 1986, quarters were being minted in massive numbers at the Philadelphia Mint. That's what the P mint mark stands for. Now, normally these coins are worth just 25 cents. But in the world of numismatics, the study and collection of coins, small details can make a coin worth thousands or even millions. So, what makes this 1986 P quarter so special? The answer lies in its condition and rarity. Most 1986 P quarters were struck for circulation, meaning they've been used, worn down, and scratched, but a tiny handful escaped into the world in perfect condition, what collectors call mint state, or even proof-like. In fact, the $1.5 million coin wasn't just any quarter. It was graded MS-68 by PCGS, one of the top coin grading companies in the world. That's nearly flawless, and it's virtually unheard of for this issue. Add in strong demand from collectors and investors, and suddenly a coin worth 25 cents can climb into the millions. Now, you might be asking, how do I know if my quarter is valuable? Here's what you should look for. On the front of the coin, look for the tiny letter P just beside Washington's ponytail. That tells you it came from the Philadelphia Mint. The less wear and tear, the more valuable it could be. Shine, sharp details, and no scratches are key. Some coins may have doubled dies, off-center strikes, or other minting mistakes. These can send values through the roof. If you believe you have a rare coin, don't clean it. Don't handle it too much. Get it graded by PCGS or NGC to confirm its authenticity and condition. The specific coin that sold for $1.5 million did so at a prestigious auction. Collectors went head-to-head, each recognizing that this coin wasn't just rare. It was a once-in-a-lifetime piece. You could buy a luxury home, several sports cars, or pay for college tuition many times over, all from one quarter. If you're between 30 and 70 years old, chances are you've got a stash of old coins somewhere. Maybe passed down from parents or tucked away in jars. Here's what you should do if you suspect you have something valuable. Look up recent auction results for your coin. Websites like Heritage Auctions or PCGS Price Guide are good places to start. Reputable coin dealers or grading services can give you a professional opinion. Don't rush to sell to the first buyer. Shop around, compare offers, and consider consigning to an auction house. Handle coins by the edges only, store them in holders, and never polish or clean them. So the next time you dig through your change, remember, hidden treasures like the 1986 P Washington quarter are out there. Who knows? Your spare change could be worth more than you ever imagined. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting secrets, and share this with someone who might just have a fortune sitting in their pocket change. We're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1984 D Washington $quarter coin. If you've got old coins lying around at home, This is a video you don't want to miss, because one of them might just change your life. First, let's talk about what we're looking at. The Washington Quarter has been around since 1932, honoring George Washington's 200th birthday. The D mint mark stands for the Denver Mint, one of the main facilities in the U.S. where coins are struck. Now, quarters from the 1980s are pretty common. Millions were minted, but sometimes due to unique errors, special conditions, or collector demand, a coin that looks ordinary can suddenly become worth a fortune. So why is this particular 1984 D quarter so special? The short answer, rarity and condition. One specific 1984 D Washington quarter was graded in such pristine, nearly flawless condition that it stunned the coin-collecting world. Collectors call this mint state. The coin looks exactly as it did the day it left the mint, with no scratches, no wear, nothing. When such a coin surfaces at auction, wealthy collectors battle it out, driving prices sky high. That's how we arrive at that jaw-dropping $1.6 million valuation. But don't worry. It's not just the perfect coins that can be valuable. Even lightly circulated coins with errors or unique features can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Okay? So if you're sitting there thinking, do I have one of these in my coin jar? Here's what you should look for. Make sure it's a 1984 quarter with the small D on the front, near Washington's ponytail. The fewer scratches and marks, the better. Shine and sharp detail are key. Look for things like doubled letters, missing details, or the coin being slightly off-center. Errors make coins even more desirable. Never clean your coin. Collectors want originality. Cleaning can actually lower the value. You might be wondering, who decides a coin is worth millions? That's where grading services come in. Professional organizations like PCGS or NGC grade coins on a scale from 1 to 70. The closer to 70, the higher the value. So before selling, you'll want to get your coin professionally appraised. Don't just run to the pawn shop. You could be walking away from thousands, even millions. Now, let's say you've checked your change and you think you've struck gold, or in this case, silver and copper. How do you sell it? First, get it graded. Second, consider selling at a major auction house like Heritage Auctions or Stax, Bowers. These places have wealthy collectors ready to pay top dollar. The right buyer could mean the difference between a few $100s and a life-changing payday. So there you have it. The incredible story of the 1984 D Washington quarter dollar that turned pocket change into $1.6 million. If you're between the ages of 30 and 70, chances are you've got some old coins tucked away in drawers, jars, or inherited collections. Take a second look. You never know what treasure you might find. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more hidden coin values and share this with a friend who might have an old coin collection. Who knows? The next millionaire coin could be sitting in your pocket right now. Hey, coin enthusiasts and everyone just curious, welcome. Today we're talking about a coin many of you may have lying around, the 1990 D Washington quarter. Believe it or not, one of these might be worth $1.4 million. Yes, million. Stay. With me? I'll explain how that's possible and what to look for in your own coins. First, some quick background. In 1990, the U.S. Mint struck over 927 million quarters at the Denver Mint, each with the tiny D mint mark by Washington's ponytail coin identifier Wikipedia. Most of these coins are worth just face value or a few dollars, depending on their condition. For example, an MS-65 grade coin is typically worth around $5, and even an MS-67 might fetch a few $100 APMEX coin identifier. But, and here's the kicker, some rare, high-grade specimens and error coins have sold for thousands, even tens of thousands. One MS-68 example has traded hands for around $4,500 coin identifier. 5235I $4,500 coin identifier APMEX. These are where potential treasure lies. For instance, off-center strikes or double strikes, A quarter struck twice or misaligned can run into hundreds or more, depending on severity. One example, graded MS-64, sold for $280 coin identifier, especially the 1990S proof. Six-figure values are possible. A PR-70 DDO once fetched over $7,000, and PR-70 DKM, Deep Cameo versions, still command $5,500 coin identifier. Could a 1990D quarter really be worth $1.4 million? There's no documented sale at that level in reputable sources. The highest confirmed sales are in the thousands, not millions. Attic Capital Coin Identifier APMX. So if you've heard $1.4 million, it might be from a sensational headline or misinterpretation. Still, that doesn't mean you should toss your coin jar. It may hold something quite valuable if properly graded and authenticated. Handle carefully. Use gloves or hold by the edges. Look for mint mark clarity, doubling, off-center areas, or mirror finish. Get it graded. Submit it to reputable services like PCGS or NGC. A premium grade is crucial. Error coin specialists or local coin clubs can help verify rare varieties. List thoughtfully. If selling, use established marketplaces like heritage auctions or certified dealers to ensure transparency and proper value recognition. This matters for more than collectors. If you're 30-70, you might have inherited coins or saved them from childhood. That dusty old jar could turn into unexpected cash. It's the thrill of turning everyday items into something extraordinary. We're talking about possibility, hope, and discovery, values that resonate across generations. So, yes, a 1990D quarter could be worth thousands, maybe even tens of thousands, depending on grade and errors. But $1.4 million? There's no verified case, yet the dream is powerful. If you think you might own something rare, take a careful A-B. First step, inspect, grade, and consult. You just might turn spare change into a story worth telling. Have you ever wondered if that spare change lying around your house could be worth a fortune? Well, today we're talking about the 1991 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin, a coin that, in rare cases, has been valued at an astonishing $1.5 million. If you're between the ages of 30 and 70, chances are you've handled thousands of quarters in your life, but one of them might just change your life forever. So, let's dive in and uncover the secrets of this rare coin. The Washington Quarter series started back in 1932, honoring George Washington. By 1991, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of quarters, including at the Philadelphia Mint, which is marked by the small letter P on the coin, just to the right of Washington's ponytail. Now, most of the 1991 P quarters are only worth their face value, just 25 cents. But here's the twist. A tiny number of these coins were struck with errors or rare features, and that's what makes them incredibly valuable. Coins that were struck incorrectly, like double dies, off-center. Strikes or misprints can be worth thousands, even millions, depending on rarity. A quarter graded MS-68 or higher by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC is extremely rare. Collectors pay top dollar for pristine coins. Even among billions of quarters, a handful may have unique features that set them apart. When serious collectors compete, the value skyrockets, and that's exactly what has happened with the 1991 P quarter in certain auctions, where one example reportedly reached a staggering $1.5 million. It should be on the front of the coin, near Washington's ponytail. The less wear and scratches, the better. If it looks almost new, that's a great sign. Use a magnifying glass. Look for double lettering, unusual shapes, or off-center strikes. If you think you have something special, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. A professional grade is the only way to truly unlock top market value. Remember, not every 1991 quarter is worth millions. Most are just worth 25 cents, but if you have the right one, you could be sitting on a fortune. Don't clean the coin. Cleaning can actually destroy its value. Get it professionally appraised by a coin dealer or grading service. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers are where the biggest collectors spend big money. And yes, even eBay can be a place to sell, but for $1 million coin, stick with professionals. Think about it. Something as small as a quarter could change your life. Many people between the ages of 30 and 70 have jars, drawers, or piggy banks filled with old coins. Don't overlook them. You might have a hidden treasure sitting right at home. If you're serious about selling, take your time, research carefully, and never rush into a deal. Remember, knowledge is your biggest asset. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins that could be hiding in your collection, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Who knows? Your next coin could be worth a life-changing fortune. Thanks for watching and happy treasure hunting. Welcome back to the channel, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today we're diving into one of the most shocking discoveries in U.S. coin history. The 1993 D Washington quarter dollar that's currently valued at a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single quarter that could change your life. If you're between the ages of 30 and 70 and have old coins tucked away in jars, drawers, or family collections, this is an episode you don't want to miss. Stick around, because I'll explain exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how to identify it, and what you should do if you think you might have one. First, let's talk about the basics. The Washington quarter has been around since 1932, originally minted to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. By 1993, millions of these coins were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Not all coins are created equal. The D mint mark means it was minted in Denver. And while most of the 1993 D quarters are only worth their face value, 25 cents, a few rare error coins have become worth millions due to unique mistakes and rarity. So, what makes this one special? The 1.7 million 1993 D quarter isn't just any coin. It's an error coin, a term collectors use for coins that were minted with mistakes. Sometimes it's a double strike, off-center image, wrong metal, planché, or misaligned die. In this particular case, experts believe that a rare misstrike and near-perfect condition turned an ordinary 25-cent piece into a $1 million treasure. Collectors and investors are willing to pay astronomical prices, because only a handful exist. The $1 million coin was in mint or near-mint state. Coin collectors worldwide are obsessed with rare U.S. quarters. Now, here's where you need to pay attention. If you have a 1993 quarter, flip it over and check for located just to the right of Washington's ponytail. No heavy wear or scratches. Things like double lettering, misaligned strikes, or strange edges. Even if your coin isn't the $1 million version, some 1993 quarters in top condition can still sell for hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. As of right now, one of these 1993 D error quarters sold for an incredible $1.7 million at auction. Other 1993 quarters, especially in uncirculated or proof condition, are also selling for strong prices. For example, Huck cents $5 to $50 anywhere, from $500 to over $10,000. And of course, that one rare example, $1.7 million. Okay, so you've checked your quarters and think you found something valuable. What next? Cleaning can lower its value. Take it to a certified coin dealer or send it to grading companies like PCGS or NGC. Big names like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers regularly sell rare coins for top dollar, only deal with reputable buyers and sellers. So there you have it. The story of the 1993 D Washington quarter that could be worth $1.7 million. Check your pockets, check your coin jars, and ask your relatives. You never know what treasure could be hiding in plain sight. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend who collects coins, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on turning old change into serious cash. Who knows? Did you know a simple quarter in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Yes, I'm talking about the 1998 Washington quarter dollar coin with the P mint mark. While most of these coins are only worth 25 cents, some rare versions have been valued as high as $1.5 million in today's collector market. In this video, I'll explain exactly why these coins are so special how to identify one, and what you should do if you think you have one sitting in a jar at home. The Washington Quarter has been around since 1932, honoring George Washington's 200th birthday. By 1998, the design was still the classic eagle reverse. The following year, the U.S. Mint launched the famous 50-state quarters program, so 1998 was the final year of the old design. That alone makes it interesting. But what makes a 1998 P quarter worth over $1 million is not the design, but extremely rare minting errors and collector demand. Some 1998 P quarters were struck with dramatic errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchets. Collectors pay thousands, or in one recorded case, well over $1 million, for the most dramatic examples. Condition and grading. A coin in circulated condition may only be worth a few dollars. But one graded MS-67 or higher by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or NGC can skyrocket in value. Only a handful of these error coins are known. Rarity plus demand equals big money. Remember, collectors love owning something no one else has. Found on the front, just to the right of Washington's ponytail. Use a magnifying glass. Look for doubling in the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," or the eagle feathers on the back. Coins without scratches, dings, or wear are more valuable. If you think your coin looks unusual, don't clean it. Cleaning can actually lower its value. Instead, get it looked at by a professional coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Over the years, rare 1998 P quarters have made headlines. The most famous sale reached around $1.5 million at auction, an error coin in pristine condition. Now, not every 1998 P quarter will make you a millionaire. Most are worth face value, and common ones in great condition might fetch $10, $100. But if you have one of the rare errors, the sky's the limit. Send it to PCGS or NGC for certification. Heritage Auctions and Stacks Bowers are top names in coin sales. Pawn shops and We Buy Coins places usually pay far below true market value. The right buyer at the right auction could change your financial future. So check your coin jars, piggy banks, and old pocket change. You never know. That 1998 P Washington Quarter you've been holding on to could be worth life-changing money. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe for more coin collecting, tips, and rare coin updates, and let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin. Did you know that a simple pocket change coin, a 1994 Washington Quarter with a P mint mark, has been valued at over $1.3 million in today's collector's market? That's right, something you might have in an old jar, wallet, or drawer could be worth a fortune. In this video, I'm going to break down why this coin is so valuable, how to identify it, and what you should do if you find one. So stay with me till the end, because this could literally change your life. The Washington Quarter has been a part of American history since 1932, originally created to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. By 1994, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, that's the P mint mark you see, struck over a billion quarters. So what makes this specific 1994 P quarter so special when most are only worth 25 cents? The answer lies in a rare combination of minting errors, scarcity in pristine condition, and collector demand. In other words, it's not every 1994 quarter, it's a very specific, incredibly rare variety. So let's talk about what gives this coin its million-dollar price tag. Some 1994 P quarters show unique striking errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet mistakes. Errors make coins one of a kind. Coin collectors, known as numismatists, pay premiums for coins in mint state condition, especially those graded MS-67, MS-68, or higher, by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. High-grade quarters from the 1990s are much harder to find than people think. When demand is high and supply is low, values skyrocket. Recently, One particular 1994 P. Washington quarter in pristine condition with a rare error sold for around $1.3 million at auction. That's the power of rarity combined with condition. Now, here's the part you've been waiting for. How to check if your 1994 quarter is worth life-changing money. First, flip the coin and look under the date for the P mint mark, Philadelphia. Next, inspect it carefully under good light or a magnifying glass. Look for signs of doubling on the letters or numbers, unusual marks, or any striking errors. Pay close attention to the condition. No scratches, no heavy wear, sharp. Details. If your coin looks unusual or is in near-perfect condition, do not spend it or clean it. Cleaning can destroy its value. Instead, consider sending it to a professional grading company. A certified grade can be the difference between a $25 coin and a $1.3 million coin. Handle it carefully. Use gloves if possible. Get it. Graded by PCGS or NGC. These companies provide authenticity and market value. Consider selling at auction. Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers are well known for high-value coin sales. This is where collectors from around the world compete, and that competition drives the price sky high. So, there you have it. The story of the 1994 P. Washington quarter that could be worth $1.3 million. Coins like this remind us that treasures still exist in everyday life, sometimes sitting unnoticed for decades. Now it's your turn. Go check your old change, that coffee can of coins, or even your childhood piggy bank. Who knows, your 25-cent piece could be a ticket to financial freedom. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and share this with friends and family who might have old coins tucked away. You never know whose life could change with a simple quarter. Imagine finding a simple quarter in your change, just 25 cents, but discovering it's worth over $1.6 million today. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, that's the story behind a rare 1995 D mint mark Washington quarter that's shaking up the coin collecting world. If you're between 30 and 70 and have a jar of old coins sitting in your home, you'll want to watch this video until the end. You could literally be holding a fortune without even knowing it. The Washington quarter has been around since 1932, honoring America's first president. In 1995, the Denver Mint, marked by the letter D, produced millions of these coins. For the most part, they were just ordinary quarters used for everyday transactions. But among those millions, a tiny handful have extraordinary qualities that make collectors willing to pay incredible sums. So why is one specific 1995 D quarter worth $1.6 million? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and collector demand. Maybe double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual minting flaws. Others survived in perfect, uncirculated condition, known as mint state. When a coin has both rarity and pristine condition, collectors compete fiercely, and the price skyrockets. In fact, a pristine graded 1995 D Washington quarter was recently valued at around $1.6 million. This wasn't pocket change anymore. It was life-changing money. It must be 1995, just below "In God We Trust." On the obverse, you'll see a small D for Denver. If it looks brand new, no scratches, it could be valuable, doubling on the words off-center strikes or anything unusual. If you think you've got something special, don't rush to sell it at your local pawn shop. You need it professionally graded. Professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC are trusted worldwide. They'll examine your coin, grade it on a scale up to 70, and seal it in a protective case. A high grade can make all the difference, turning a $50 coin into a $50,000 one. Once graded, you can sell it through auction houses, coin dealers, or even online platforms like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections. Serious collectors are always on the lookout for rare finds like this. Believe it or not, many people just like you have stumbled upon treasures in their pocket change, jars, or inherited collections. One lucky collector saw their 1995 D quarter cross the auction block for over $1 million. The lesson? Never underestimate the coins lying around in your home. So, the next time you're about to spend a quarter, take a closer look, because it could be the ticket to an early retirement. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. You never know who might have a rare coin sitting in their change jar right now. And tell me in the comments, what's the oldest or most unusual coin you've ever found? What if I told you that this humble 25-cent coin could be $1 million find? Stick around because today we're diving into the surprising truth about the 2021 P Washington crossing the Delaware quarter and how much it's really worth. Released in April 2021 from the Philadelphia Mint, the 2021 P crossing the Delaware quarter brings back the classic Flanagan obverse and marks a one-year design with Washington boldly leading his troops. Around 998.8 million were minted. At Philadelphia alone, Coin Week Wikipedia. Flanagan obverse, reverse by Gaudioso, mintage figure highlight. With such colossal numbers, these coins are common, worth face value if circulated. Even uncirculated examples typically fetch around $1 to $2 US coins guide Coin Week. So how did the $1.5 million valuation come about? Likely through a sensational misinterpretation. Perhaps someone mistook a rare high-grade error or mule. For this 2021 P quarter, true million-dollar coins exist, but not in this category. For instance, a Sacagawea, Washington mule error fetched over $100,000 the sun. Normal 2021 P quarter, face value. High-grade uncirculated, selling for 1.2, real high-value mule error. But it's not all face value. 5 key things can bump up its worth. Maybe worth $1 to $2 US coins guide Coin Week. Can fetch $17.55 Coin Week. From the S Mint, $3, $10 typically US coins guide, $0.40 to $16 for clad MS coins, gray sheet. Error coins. Doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks. These can go from $20 to $1,000 plus size coin identifier +1 the sun. A 2021 Tuskegee Airmen quarter with a burning building strike-through error sold between $100 to $350 the sun. The claim of a 2021 P quarter being worth $1.5 million is extremely unlikely. No verifiable sale history supports such a figure. That kind of value would require an exceptionally rare error or historical anomaly, and even then, $1 million. Coins are more often early 20th century rarities. No known 2021 P quarter has ever sold for anything near $1.5 million. So what should you do if you think you've got a valuable 2021 quarter? Examine closely. Use a loupe or magnifier. Look for doubling, off-center die breaks. Get it graded. Send it to PCGS, NGC, or CAC if you spot something odd. Check auction records. See what certified coins are selling for. Manage expectations. Most are worth little more than face value, but rare error coins can be surprising finds. In the world of coin collecting, mystery and myth go hand in hand. While it's exciting to imagine a $1.5 million payoff, the true rewards often come from discovery, pride, and a little informed skepticism. If you do uncover a legitimate error, or high-grade specimen, congratulations, that might just be a story worth sharing.